Hey, all right, Brandon back here again. Welcome to video number 2. And in this video, we're going to dive into a little bit more of the details on what the terminology is that you need to know in order to calculate this. So, number one, the common level ratios. Again, we've already talked a little bit about the closer that the common level ratio is to 1.0, the closer it is to the appraised value whenever they did the reassessment. It's typically adjusted annually, and I'm also going to show you where to find it. So the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue is the entity in the state of Pennsylvania that creates the common level ratios. Um, that common level ratio. That is the factor that we're going to use for all of these calculations. And what we're going to do is I'm going to switch over here, and I'm going to show you where you can find the historical CLRs as well as the current CLRs. So let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so I'm over on Google, and if I type in Pennsylvania common level ratio, you'll see some of these different screens pop up here. And if I click on this first one, we will come up with a common level ratio real estate valuation factors. And this is where we're wanting to go to. We see a current list of factors and a historical list of factors. And because I'm in Westmoreland County, that's what I'm going to use right now just for this purpose. But this works the same in every county in Pennsylvania. It doesn't matter where you're at. And incidentally, it just happens to be 10.0 for Westmoreland. So it's going to make our calculations really easy here for us today, which that's normally not the case. You can kind of look through all these CLR factors and see that they're kind of all over the place. But it'll make our calculations very easy to work with and understand. This So that was the historical for Westmoreland. And this form right here, whenever you click on current list of factors, you'll open up to the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue's most recent CLR factors for every county in the state of Pennsylvania. Now I'm just going to kind of zoom in here a little bit. But what you'll notice is these CLR factors, they are good from July 1st to June 30th, 2024. And you can just kind of scroll down through here. And again, the closer it is to 1, the more recent that they've had some type of a reassessment or a reappraisal process for some of the counties. And some of them have been quite a while. Westmoreland's one of the ones that it's been a long time. Lackawanna 14.71, Franklin 11.63, Butler 15.38. So there's definitely some counties that are higher than other ones, but that's so. Let's go ahead. Let's switch back over. Okay, so common level ratio. We now know where to find that for whatever county you are in Pennsylvania. County assessed values. Let's talk a little bit about that. Typically, they are established at the time that the property is built originally. There will be a assessed value that ends up getting assigned after it goes through the permitting and building process. But what you'll also notice is that during the permitting process for different things in the state, whether maybe you're looking to subdivide land, maybe you have a house with land and you're going to subdivide off a parcel, or maybe you're going to have an improvement such as a sewage line. Maybe you had septic and they're bringing public sewage through, and you're then going to get a reassessment based off of the increased value that the public sewage line has added to your property. Maybe you're going to build a 2-car garage on the property. Maybe you're adding an addition. But essentially, most oftentimes, whenever there's some type of change or alteration of the property, it's the building permit process that will largely indicate what that add-on might be. And what I mean by that, let's say it's going to cost you $40,000. And actually, we'll just kind of use the Westmoreland County case. So let's say that it's going to cost you $50,000 to build a 2-car garage, and Westmoreland County is in a 10.0 CLR area. So what they would end up doing more than likely is adding whatever your assessed value is. They're going to take that $50,000 of market value that it took to build that, divided by your CLR, which gives you $5,000. So they'll take your assessed value, add 5,000 to it, and then get your new. I know that might be a little confusing. Bear with me. We're going to be getting to the worksheet here shortly. I just want you to be able to understand it. So not only can we take this from the assessed value in CLR to see whether our market value is where it should be or not, we can also do it backwards to know if we end up doing in addition, how much that might affect our property taxes. Both are really good things to know. Next, general idea of value. Again, there's three values. There is the county assessed value. That's going to be, as a matter of fact, let me show you here. I have some examples. Okay, I meant to show some of these to you before, but these are examples of property tax receipts that I have for some of my own personal properties. They look a little different. Uh, some of them, they come in crazy different colors and sizes and shapes, but they'll always have an assessed value on there somewhere. And there's different things called millage rates. The millage rate, we really don't need that to calculate property taxes and assessments and things along those lines. What we really need though is the assessed value that they're telling you that your property is worth. And in this particular case, I have an assessment that I'm able to see that the county is saying, this is your assessment for this particular property. And those are the two things then that we really kind of need to be able to obtain: the CLR factors, the county assessed value, and then what you want to do is you want to know what is your home worth. And you may not know that. You may need to consult a professional, check with an agent, a broker, if you need to, get an appraiser. Or you could just maybe go to a real estate website, see what some of the neighboring properties have sold for, and kind of get an idea of what your property is worth. But once you have those, that's where you are able to start to make some calculations based on what you think what you think your home is worth, the actual market value, if it was exposed to the market for a particular period of time, what the market would pay for it. You also have this CLR factor, common level ratio, that the state of Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue uses, as well as the county assessed value. And that's it. So that's kind of the technical jargon that we need to know. In the next video, we're going to do some of the calculations, and then we're going to look at some real life examples so that you know exactly how to calculate whether you are maybe paying too much or too little in property taxes. And then again, we'll be talking about what you might need to do moving forward.